You don't have to clap.
No?
No.
All right, everybody.
Welcome back to the Son of a Boy Dad podcast. Very exciting things happening today here from HQ4 in West Village.
HQ 3.5. Mm-hmm. We got the sales team over there.
Yep.
In the half kitchen working their ass off. Someone stooping over into your quarter fridge, into your one shelf fridge that's deep enough to hold a single Diet Coke can.
I know that fridge is an issue.
Not even a regular Coke, just a Diet Coke.
I walked in here and I had to go to the bathroom and I thought, I don't know if I can.
It's very small. You got to keep the door open.
I physically don't know if I'm capable of actually taking a shit in this apartment.
If you had flexed your shoulders,
you were taking a shit?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't. That's why I wouldn't do it.
No, yeah, that would be. It's very difficult to shit in here.
What do you mean?
Do you go
It's
out?
too small.
Do you like pooping here or no?
Yeah, I don't mind. I mean, I've dealt with it like my last apartment. It was impossible.
Is there a part of you when you're out in the world that says, I'm going to have to go to the bathroom later? I might as well force it now before I get home, which is the worst toilet?
No, not at all. Dude, my last apartment, not me. I wasn't the worst because I wasn't the biggest, but like Dukes, like when I would sit on the toilet, my knees would hit the wall. And Dukes was bigger than me, so he would have to sit sideways on the toilet.
Like Paul Wall?
Yeah. He couldn't sit normally on a toilet.
I would say 99% of people that have running toilets would say that their home toilet is their preferred place to take a shit.
Yeah.
And I think you might be in the 1%.
No, mine is preferred.
It's here?
Yes, 100%.
Was this apartment built in Jesus time when humans were smaller? How is it possible that you have a fucking that knees touch the wall? Like what?
Dude, if you guys are so out of touch because you both live in fucking mansions in Brooklyn. If you guys went to any other apartment in West Village, this is like a nicer apartment.
No, when I first moved to New York, I fucking lived in an apartment that was inexpensive.
Where in fucking Harlem?
Bushwick. What are you acting like Harlem is nice?
I'm acting like it isn't nice.
I lived in a place this small when I first in New York. I really did for a year. And then I moved to Brooklyn where there was more space.
Dude, this
you
isn't
just slowly
small.
add space
this
to your
just
life.
isn't. This isn't small for Manhattan.
Your knees touch the wall.
I've lived in 4 apartments now in Manhattan. This is the biggest one by almost double the size.
You know, if you didn't live on the same street as Emily Rastafari, you would be able to have more space.
Yeah, but I don't want to live fucking in Brooklyn.
Ronan and I went
I don't want to be like you guys and have to fucking.
We were
be
parking our city bikes. We rode over from Brooklyn. We were parking our city bikes, and then we went to get a coffee, and told you that we were still parking the city bikes.
No, I know. I knew what was going on.
You did?
Yes.
We gave you the runaround like Blues Traveler.
That's why I didn't wake up on time.
And then there was.
So I knew you guys were going to be late.
We are both late guys.
We live in Brooklyn. What do you want me to say? I gotta wear this one because I told Roan to meet me downstairs in 15 minutes, and he said great. And then he was down there, and I was not.
Yeah. Did you have to ask your RA where he was?
You think that's how rich people live?
No, because you guys live in the same fucking building. Like you're like freshmen in a dorm.
What do you know about RAs?
I went to college, bro.
You spent more time with Rear Admiral than a real RA. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? You don't know shit about an RA.
No, but we came out of the coffee shop and there was a guy with a huge telephoto lens taking pictures of us at the end of the block.
Oh yes, paparazzi. They're commonly around.
That was such a long lens that he was like hoping to like see through an opaque fabric on like the like he wanted to 100%. See nipple through shirt.
Yeah,
it was that strong of a lens.
The outline of my meat helmet through my linen pants.
I mean, dude, these apartments right here, I'm pretty sure the people that live in them, I think they like the people on the bottom floor. I think they own the whole floor.
Some of these buildings
these
on
are
this
floor throughs. Yeah, that's a common way to rent an apartment.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
If you make $1 billion
in the West
every
Village,
year.
when I lived in Brooklyn Heights, which is a lovely neighborhood.
God.
I'm sorry.
Are we okay?
Yeah, Roan's just shaking everything up.
When I lived in Brooklyn Heights, which is a lovely neighborhood filled with brownstones, I had the second floor through brownstone, and it was not. I mean, it was not that much.
But
it's
there's
half
some
of what I
streets.
pay now.
What is the definition of a brownstone? It's like walk up.
No, a brownstone is a home, not like an apartment building that is made of brick. Hence the brown stone.
But you see that the base level of those stones, that color of brown, that's like the traditional color of a brownstone.
Very interesting.
Yes, he's right. That's probably more close than what I said.
My autistic thing is architecture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Do you know a lot about architecture?
I love it.
Really?
I fucking love it.
I don't know.
He likes architecture the same that like anyone would like architecture.
Do you see that's a Palladian frontispiece right in front of there over the door that
you see an apartment and you go, that's nice. And then you go, I'm a big architecture
He's
guy.
a binary architecture guy.
I just like
Ron decided that Ron decided he was a big architecture guy within the last 30 seconds. Mid
How would I know what a Palladian frontispiece is?
Because you know weird things.
How would I know that there's that those are ionic columns, faux ionic columns in the lining of that black doorway?
You can tell the difference between an ionic and a Corinthian and a Doric?
I can.
I don't think you can. I think we just don't know the difference. We could say any one of those and we'd be like, that's very smart.
Wow, one of them has more flowery spirals. I remember that. That was in fucking 6th grade that I learned that.
That's Corinthian.
Which one?
No, the flowery is
flowery
Corinthian.
ornate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bore you guys, but I have been interested in architecture for quite some time, but I keep it under wraps. I just don't want to brag about it.
Yeah.
I don't like to brag about like how you love
like Hannah
sports.
Montana.
Yeah,
podcaster by day, architect by night.
I'm basically fucking Hannah Montana.
How many architects can you name?
0.
Famous architects around. I only have one.
Frank Lloyd Wright.
That's it.
And then there's the guy who studied under Frank Lloyd Wright.
Oh wait,
George Bush.
What would you say? Is Getty one?
Yes.
He's an architect?
Yes. See? You're a fucking buff.
That's you can get to 2.
Honestly, it is impressive if you can get to 2.
Yeah, architecture.
Because I couldn't even come close to saying 1.
Frank Lloyd Wright? Frank Lloyd Wright's like the basic bitch type of...
Who was the one where there was that TikTok of all the fucking... They were at some like Hollywood party and that dude was like, what do you like architecture? And then these girls were like, I don't know, I guess. And then he's like, well then name your favorite building from blah blah blah. And they were like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? And then all the comments were like, yeah, women are so stupid.
It is my favorite architect is the aliens that built the pyramids.
Oh yeah,
that's who I fuck with the heaviest.
That is a big one.
That's cool.
If I had a ton of money, I would try to build a fucking like the pyramids again. Like I would try to build something that's going to last 8,000 years.
You don't really need a lot of money to build the pyramids. You just need a large group of slaves.
Yeah. You think slaves are free?
Slaves are really expensive.
Slaves are so expensive.
These days, the rate on slaves, oh my God. Have you seen the prices?
You just need a couple of strong boys.
You just need a little human trafficking.
Bro, those fucking blocks.
Slave inflation has gone up like caviar.
Yeah,
I mean, true. Heavens to Betsy.
The price for a human these days has to be very, very high.
If only we'd been born a couple hundred years ago.
Me, I would be a terrible slave.
No, but you wouldn't have been a slave. One. You wouldn't have been a slave.
What are you talking about?
What?
In what part of the world would you have been a slave?
Egypt.
You're a white dude.
I'm a Jew, brother.
Oh yeah, you are.
Why are you sitting like that?
I'm trying to.
I'm gonna need you to rotate back to original stance, brother.
Let my people
get back to your original stance.
No, you're right, dude. Slavery is whack. I agree with you.
It is.
And
yeah. By the way, I'm not talking about slaves in the traditional sense when I say that. I'm talking about like children.
I'm talking about the guys that went to build the Qatar Olympic Stadium or the World Cup stadiums.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. That was fucking bad. That was very recent too.
They're like, here, come here, and you'll be able to work. And they just like showed their like papers at the border, and they were like, yoink, stole their passports, and
didn't like thousands of people die in the building of that in the building of that stadium? I don't know. That's a pretty reach. That's a big reach for allegedly. I think if it was allegedly that thousands of people died, I'd say it's probably true that millions of people died.
Yeah. Well, some people say died.
Yeah.
Others say
If Qatar was like, yeah, we lost a couple thousand, that means that it was close to 1 billion, close to 1/7 of the population went down during the building of that stadium.
Most people died.
Yeah, but maybe some of them, martyred themselves.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah, they went on to greener pastures.
You're not even counting the people that decided that they wanted to buy a Bud Light when they were out there.
Like Donnie.
Yeah.
Did he actually?
I don't know. I just know that
was he not able to?
If you were drinking, you would get like stoned to death.
That was, or people were bootlegging.
Even though Budweiser was like the leading sponsor of the World Cup, and they just had to sell Budweiser Zeros.
Yeah.
Or they were just like slashing pallets of Budweiser and like leaking them, just like bleeding
Kid
them
Rock.
out. Yeah.
They sent Kid Rock down to fucking open fire on all the Budweisers.
No, I just saw that Dana White's partnering back up with Bud Light.
I saw that as well.
too.
Yeah.
Damn, they were really pushing that on the algo this morning.
Oh, I saw that a while ago.
Did you?
It was
Yeah, I
on
saw that a
Theo
couple weeks
Von's
ago.
pod. That's where I saw that.
Yeah, I saw it on Theo.
Wow,
Von.
I heard that a while back, or a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Thank God fucking Bud Light's back.
And just like that, an entire joke that I've been working on for 3 months is dead. No. Dead in the water.
Can you just say it now?
Well, the joke I had was, who would have thought if you'd told me 5 years ago that the war on gender progress would be waged on the far liberal left behind the shield of Bud Light, and then, of course, on the far conservative right by the author of Harry Potter. What am I to do? Stuck in the middle, a huge fan of rereading The Prisoner of Azkaban, but boy, do those pages turn smoothly with the help of an ice frosty Bud Light.
You're the most progressive man in the world if you just start cracking.
That is very funny.
Two opposing forces that mustn't be seen together. My copy of Harry Potter and my Bud Light.
You're truly an anomaly.
Yeah.
You get canceled by both sides. Or like that's where people can meet. That's the safe ground.
The Harry Potter thing is crazy. I watched they did that like Harry Potter reunion. I think it was on HBO, and what's her name wasn't even in it.
Hermione?
Yeah. Who's the
J.K.
author?
Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. No.
Oh.
Is it?
Yeah, J.K.
Yeah,
Rowling's
J.K.
author.
Rowling, yeah.
Yeah.
Like people, I have family members that are like they loved Harry Potter, like damn near memorized every book, and now they like, if it's like on TV, they won't let it stay on for a millisecond because they don't want to support J.K. Rowling in the least. Like they've completely tied
it's kinda
the art
beyond
to the
that.
artist.
Because she's
J.K.
a turf?
Rowling lives in a castle.
Because she's a turf?
She's already been
Yes.
supported more than enough.
That's what I mean, but they're like, I can't even watch TNT where they're like have commercials during her movie because it'll be supporting her. Like that ship has sailed.
Yeah,
that
it
shit
has.
is too far gone. Just enjoy the fucking child story that you liked. Like no one knows fucking Roald Dahl's politics or fucking Shel Silverstein's politics. But
Yeah.
people are fucking furious about this.
Who's the other guy that has that got in trouble? The
Scott Adams
no.
from Dilbert.
Oh yeah, he got in trouble. he got really in trouble.
What happened to him?
They found out that was he making a bunch of racist cartoons?
Oh.
I don't fucking know.
Same thing with what's his name? I'm blanking. I'm tired.
The guy from Garfield.
You want some coffee?
I just had coffee. Fucking what's his name? Cat in the
Take
Hat,
a little
dude.
sip.
Dr.
Dr.
Seuss.
Seuss.
Oh, what he like cheated on his wife or something? And people are like, you can't
dude.
read
Dr.
this book
Seuss,
anymore.
They found like a bunch of old fucking poems and cartoons that he drew of like insanely racist shit. But it was like so long ago.
Oh,
It was
no.
cool back then. Back when Seuss was in the game.
He's a doctor. He would know.
Yeah, exactly. You're gonna question a fucking doctor?
Like you're a doctor. You're against science.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss prescribes you the vaccine. You're fine with it. But
Do you think when Dr. Seuss dropped a new piece, it was like a big deal back then?
100%.
People were like, "Holy shit, new Seuss is out today."
because I think the
And then it was
poets
just
of
like
yore were
green
like,
eggs and ham. People were like, "This is fucking gold."
like laughing out loud
Yeah.
at the places you'll go.
His agent, Doc, we got to get this out to public now. And then it's just Horton Hears a Who.
The Cat in the Hat. I definitely think it was some shit like that because poets were like all that you had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
There was
I heard a
definitely
new
people.
poem.
Yeah.
Or no, that's what it would be like at the time.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say, do you think there was anyone who was ever like, Dr. Seuss saved my life? Like a grown man, green eggs and ham pulled me back from the ledge. I was gonna kill myself.
I know everyone.
I was gonna fucking kill myself. And then Dr.
Green eggs and
Seuss
ham.
dropped green eggs and ham.
I do not like green eggs and ham.
Finally, someone is speaking to me.
People like writing longhand letters to Dr. Seuss.
Francis, you got to move like 3 inches over. Why? I don't want your arm under my back.
What's the matter?
No, it's wildly
I
uncomfortable.
don't have any room over
because
here.
now I got to fucking sit like this the entire time because you guys are squeezing me.
How far in are we?
I think it's a nice.
We're 16
formation.
minutes in.
I
You guys
have
are
been
inching closer.
Encroaching on your space
Yeah, I know.
since the start of the
And you still
podcast,
are,
and
right
we
now.
made it 16 minutes before you said anything.
Because but I'm gonna say something.
I'm so glad. I'll back off. I thought you were taking up
I
my
think it's
space.
nice for the viewer.
I don't
nice
think it
to
is.
have
I don't think any of the viewers are like, man, I'm liking this really tight angle that they've got.
Three in the bed, and the little one said, "Roll over." And they all rolled over, and one fell out, and then there were 2 in the bed, and the little one said, "Have you heard that?
Yeah,
Now,
You know that?
I know that. It's Seuss. It's early Seuss.
It's early
That
Seuss.
poem
Seuss.
saved my fucking
Yeah.
life.
I remember that one
That one fucking.
because I was battling a divorce at the time, and she was taking everything.
I was
And I
going
said,
through a
I'm
really
probably
dark.
going to have to kill myself. And that was right when Horton Hears a Who came out. And I said, no, there is something to live for.
That's so good. I'm glad you found your will
Or like Mozart.
on the pages of a children's book.
Who wrote Fleur Elise?
Fleur de Lis.
Fleur de Lis.
Fleur Elise.
For at least that was Beethoven.
Beethoven. That's a banger.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun one to play on the piano, too.
Can you now?
Of course.
Mm-hmm.
The shit that Francis can play on the piano is insane. He plays like Sweet Bergamasque.
I can play a bunch of shit on the piano. I can read music.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. I took the piano for 8 years.
Bro, you can't read books.
You don't know how to read shit.
You
I
couldn't
know how to read music.
a Dr. Seuss poem.
Yeah.
I used to be able to read music like in full, like I could play the whole piano, but now I can really only do that one's first scale.
You
The
can
original.
read scales.
Yeah.
That's what you consider reading music? Scales?
No, but like I can read what is the one where it's just your 5 fingers are right next to each other. Like I can't do the spread out anymore. I used to be able to do that, but I can't do that anymore.
Are you talking about being able to read music?
Yes.
School his ass, Francis.
Well,
Take
that
his
just
ass to
doesn't
school.
sound like those are exercises.
No, I'm saying when I read music, I can only read it. I can only read that first.
Then read it.
When was the last time you read music?
I don't know, a year ago.
So how do you know that you've lost it to that degree?
Because I went home and I was playing piano and I was reading music. I was playing Christmas songs.
And but the ones that went beyond,
And all I could play was like Silent Night.
yeah.
What the fuck is going on at your home? Your family like gathered around as you played piano.
I don't even
like
think
you
anyone
were
was home. I was like, I'm just gonna play some piano, and I opened up my mom has a bunch of books, and the first thing that came up was Christmas songs. So I was like, I'll play some Christmas songs are fun to play.
And then
you would
you
know that if you
looked
ever
up-
played a fucking instrument, bro.
used to play the trombone, brother.
Yeah, I knew a bunch of kids that played the trombone. That was like the cool thing to
That's
do
a
in
good
middle school.
trombone. I would know
That's
that
not.
was
It
a
doesn't even sound like trombone. It sounds like the trumpet.
No, that's trombone for sure. That's trombone. You'd know that anywhere.
The kids that
played
played the
music.
trombone were all the kids that didn't want to be in band, and we all hated them. I was second chair, clarinet.
Yeah, you play the clarinet, which is the fruitiest fucking instrument.
Because they promise you when you don't get saxophone, because you have to. When I was in middle school, we have
You
to
didn't
put
get
in.
saxophone.
No, you have to like request, and you'd have to give your top 3 options, and everyone would put saxophone and trumpet as number 1. And then if you don't get those, trumpet, you probably get trombone because there's a fucking 1,000 trombones in the band. Or if you don't get saxophone, you get clarinet. And then they're like, well, down the road, it's actually very easy to transition from clarinet to saxophone. And you're
Man,
like, you get to a point where you're like, I'm not fucking transitioning. I've already mastered the clarinet.
You know who we had? Dan Bridgman was a huge trumpet player at in our band in jazz band, and boy, would he lean into those solos with more zest and vim than anybody else in the band.
He had some vigor.
When it was his turn to stand up and play that solo, I didn't think he was on at all.
Yeah.
I never thought it sounded good, but he played with the most conviction. So I think it convinced a lot of people whose ears were not particularly adept at discerning good music.
Yeah.
And people bought in.
Yeah, he would get the loudest applauses, but he would deviate from the actual scales in which we were meant to solo.
Yeah, dude, the high school and middle school bands are way worse after you graduate. I remember like hearing them from a different perspective, because when you're in the band, you're like, I mean, we could play the fucking Boston Pops if we wanted to.
We could march in the Macy's Day Parade if we wanted to.
And then I went home for my sister's graduation, and they had the band play, and it was just like a combination of loud noises. There was no music.
It's no good.
It was terrible.
Sounds like
It's awful.
tuning.
Yeah,
Awful.
that's what's wrong with this generation.
That no one knows how to play fucking taps.
Exactly.
Who's y'all's favorite composer? American only.
I don't know.
American only.
Mine's Aaron Copland.
Mine's probably Aaron Copland too.
I don't know. I don't know a
J.K.
lot
Rowling.
of American composers.
J.K. Rowling. I was on like like high school drumline TikTok.
Yeah.
It's so fucking awesome.
What is that?
Some of those dudes are really good. Just like everybody plays a cadence. What's that really famous cadence? It's like something two. Like taps two.
Take two?
No, it's something.
They came out with a second Taps. The new Taps just dropped. Taps 2, bitch. It's got 808s in the background.
Taps 2, Back to School. SKOOL.
Taps 2, Back from the Dead.
Sass and I had a good hang last night.
Oh, great hang. All-time hang.
Medium hang, medium to good.
Wait, did you actually?
Sass went on his show right before me and let the audience know that his set was going to suck, which is always a good strategy.
Why do you do that?
To open
Well, because I'm working out a bunch of new stuff, and I was
you're not
like
gonna
stuff that I'd never done before.
Let them judge it.
No, I don't think I did that. I mean, dude, I hosted the show. I told them, hey guys, it's gonna be a lot of people are gonna be working out new shit, so give them your best, and they did. They were a good crowd.
Yeah, but I think you're going to get a more honest opinion if you tell them before you start telling jokes that I don't know.
I don't
if
think
these
I
are
even
funny.
did that.
You did.
I probably did that before one joke.
No, before you spoke, before you tried a joke, you said a lot of this is going to be new. I have no idea if this is funny.
Yeah, and that's true.
But I think you set them up to think this isn't going to be funny.
If you were gonna cook a meal, would
And then
you
it
be
works
like,
out better because then they're like, holy shit, that was funny.
They're
This guy's
not
a
charitable.
fucking god.
No, they're not charitable.
They laughed at everything I said.
No, they didn't, and you know that's
They
not
didn't
true.
laugh at one joke, and then everything else they fucking
And you
loved.
said I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah, and they loved that too. That's called rebounding, dude. Look it up.
Oh man, I've
That's
never
called
heard
recovering.
I've
That's called
never heard a
recovering from a
comic
bomb.
tell a bad joke and say now I'm going to kill myself. Boy, that fruit's high up in the tree.
I wasn't a fucking joke that I planned earlier. I wasn't like, all right, so then when this one does bad, I'm gonna tell them I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm just saying, if your goal is to not to mansplain here, but if your goal is to get an honest evaluation of how a joke is, if you don't like lower the bar for yourself before, they'll either laugh or they won't. And then if you're embarrassed that it didn't go well after the joke bombs, tell them this is new stuff. I'm not sure. And then they'll be on your side.
how much do you think expectations play into stand-up comedy or any?
well,
type
that
of
one.
comedy?
That's why I said it was because it was my show and I promoted it, and a bunch of people were there to see me, so I had to let them know, hey guys, not doing the hits.
You're gonna lower your expectations.
Yes, exactly.
But what if
Francis didn't get that because he was a surprise guest.
But if you just had
Yeah, I went out and told a joke that bombed quick.
really,
Yeah.
what
I
was
said,
it?
I've got a question for you guys pertaining to my life. How influential and powerful does my dad need to be
I heard the
to
beginning.
remove me from the sex offenders registry? And they thought I was asking for real advice. They thought I was serious.
Yeah,
they
they're
didn't
not the
laugh at all.
brightest.
One guy went, "Oh no," quietly. He goes, "Oh no."
Before you got there, dude, there was I showed up and the producer came up to me and he was like, there's 3 girls here who like can't even like stand up. They're so drunk. And he's like, they're really excited to see the show though. And I was like, no, don't let them in. I was like, they're gonna destroy the entire show. And then it became like a whole thing where they told them no like 16 times, and they kept on being like, we paid for tickets. And it's like, no, it's a free show. You didn't pay for shit. You opened up Eventbrite and you reserved the ticket. So they got
That's a
kicked
lot
out.
for them.
You and I are sitting on the same cushion now.
Yeah.
I have moved back. I have pulled back.
What do you want me to do?
Straddle.
He's moving over. He's doing what I did, but
I gotta be in the center because I have to produce the podcast as well as deliver.
But I'm saying if you straddle both cushions, if you had an ass cheek on either cushion,
I'm not doing that. That's uncomfortable. I don't want to sit in the crevice.
So we could have a fourth on this couch then, the way that you're sitting.
Oh,
we
100%,
sure could.
Yeah,
sure could.
Who should
we
have
could
on?
have 2 more on this couch.
I think we should get as many as we can.
Yeah,
we should have Alex Cooper on for real.
Get her.
That would be big.
She's on fire.
I bet if we told her Emrata was in the neighborhood, we could be like, "Come on down."
We saw paparazzi.
We saw paparazzi. This
By the way,
this is publicity.
I told that guy as we got closer and he was snapping pictures. I go, "Are you paparazzi?" And he goes, "No."
Yeah.
And I go, "What are you taking pictures of?" And he goes, "Never mind." Is that what he said?
Or you're like, "Who's over there?"
I said, "Who's over there?"
And he said, "Never mind."
Yeah,
I wonder
he
who it
"Never
was."
mind." And I was like, "That guy's definitely paparazzi."
He's obviously paparazzi, but I think he took the term as a slur.
What would you do? Yeah, 100%.
So I'm not fucking
I'm not
paparazzi.
paparazzi. I'm a photographer.
I'm an
artist.
still life photographer. I've saved people's lives.
Yeah.
with
He's
my
posting photos of like Matthew Perry drowning in his bathtub, and he's like, "I'm a fucking artist."
You don't fucking get it.
that made me think that he is ashamed of the work he does.
100%, dude. Those guys have to be. They have to
They have
go
to
home
hate
every single
themselves.
night and drink an entire bottle of Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
Because the world hates them.
The world hates them.
By the way, Jack Daniels is always the bottle of depression.
Oh, 100%.
It is.
It's good though.
I have a friend who would come home and started doing that. He would drink a bottle of Jack Daniels with no lights on.
Jack Daniels is like that's the
It's a good way to find yourself.
early
not.
stages of depression.
He's out there.
And then
What
the late
is-
stages is like an $8 bottle of Svedka or
Yeah.
something like that.
Oh,
Like a
yeah.
plastic
Morgan.
bottle that you can like pour into a coffee cup and pretend that you're going about your day.
Have you guys ever had Captain Morgan?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Of course.
That's a plastic bottle, right?
There are
no. Well, you can. It can be.
Fuck, I feel like there's one that I'm trying to think of, and it was a
Admiral
vodka.
Nelson. Oh, there's a couple vodkas.
It was a vodka that we used to drink that was some sort of like general or some shit on the front of it.
I think when you
that was
get
like just
to
straight
rum,
poison.
if you get to rum as a young person,
And you're not on an island.
and you're not somewhere
yeah.
nautical, yeah, there's no sight of ocean. If you're landlocked rum drinking, you're in a dark place.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I never have liked rum, so I don't know.
If
You'll
you
get there.
if you can squeeze your vodka bottle and it dents in the sides, you're in a bad
It really
place.
is. It's all like it was like if you get a plastic bottle of a large, like a gallon.
Yeah.
Because when you go to the plastic, you're not buying a fucking small bottle.
No, if you're drinking the vodka that
you've broken over the ounce measurement.
If it's the vodka that Jason Bourne would use to clean a wound, you're in trouble.
Dude, that shit is so bad.
Pop off.
Pop-Off was bad.
Pop-Off.
Vladimir was ours in college. We drank Vladdy and Natty, bro.
Mm-hmm.
It was disgusting.
That's tough. That's tough to
I'm
drink.
trying to think of what I drank. I forget what it was called. I know I drank Captain Morgan, and that was bad.
But I would drink like Vladdy until like 2 a.m, and then like it'd be like a football Saturday at Penn State, and I'd wake up at like 6:30 and just be like, all right, let's start over.
Yeah, Irish coffees.
It's like, what?
I remember we and my buddies we bought a bottle of Tito's one time.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
And that's good stuff.
That's top shelf.
We paid an extraordinary amount of money for it. Just being like, I guess this is how much I think we paid like $150 for a bottle of Tito's. We were all like stealing money from our parents.
If shit goes bad, I might be an old man that stands outside of a liquor store and buys booze, buys hooch for the kids.
I wouldn't mind that
Just
gig.
upcharges. There's probably an incredible margin or like a return on the investment in that.
I wouldn't even upcharge as long as they let me come to the party with them.
Yeah.
I listened to this podcast about Genghis Khan last night, or Chinggis Khan, as he was called back in the day. His original name was Temujin, and his father named him after a man that he killed. Imagine killing a dude and then naming your son after
That's
him.
going to be like an eternal guilt thing, right? If you do that, you got to be like, I got to fucking pay my respects back somehow. That was like a wrong killing. Like, he killed the wrong dude.
He killed the wrong guy.
And then he dedicated his entire life to like respecting that dude.
Yeah, or it's a calculated play to take someone's identity because they live a better life than you did.
To name him
Not a bad idea either.
Temujin.
Isn't that Is that not The Talented Mr. Ripley? Isn't there something like that?
Bro, I never saw it. I never saw the flick.
That's supposed to
I mean,
be
he
that's a pretty good
kills
movie.
he kills that dude's friend so that he can become his best friend, right?
It's something like that. I can't really remember the plot.
I just watched that movie like not long ago, like a year ago.
It's pretty good. Young Matt Damon.
Yeah, very young Matt Damon. It's a very uncomfortable movie.
Yeah, it's
though.
uncomfortable.
It's
Why?
not. It's just like really like
It's
unsettling. Yeah.
it's unsettling.
Like it's like this normal dude, like not normal. He's weird, but you don't get the vibe that he's going to go on like a murdering spree at all.
Right.
And
That's
then
what he does?
Yes, Mr. Ripley kills. He gets like too involved in like a fucking identity theft scheme. And then it just becomes like he becomes like a geek. Well, first of all, then he's like gay at one point.
He's gay the whole time.
Yeah, but that's
If you're gay at one point, you're gay
now
forever.
it's
You're
like
not
a-
coming in and out of the gay.
You suck one dick,
That's
bro.
not the flu, bro.
goes through some
That's
sort
not-
of-
That's not a common cold.
he goes
had
through
a
some
touch
sort
of
of
the
weird gay phase, and then he goes on a murdering spree. We've all been there before. You get a little gay, and then you say, "What the fuck am I doing?" And then you go around and you just got to start killing people.
You just go.
Everyone, you got to kill all the witnesses.
Yeah, well, sometimes when you get the gay and then you think, oh no, am I in this for life? And then you start feeling better.
Yeah, and I think, but I also do feel for him because I feel like he has a little bit of like I feel like that the European culture, you start thinking, oh shit, everyone's gay, and then he makes a move on that dude, and he's like, I'm not fucking gay, weirdo.
I'm just French.
Yeah, he's like, I'm just fucking I'm fucking in Europe, dude.
Yeah.
When
I
used to-
wear really high shorts. That doesn't mean I like dick in my ass.
Just because I'm showing you my spread ass cheek doesn't mean it's an invitation to park your dick in there.
Yeah. So then he has to go. That's when he goes on the killing spree, I believe,
conflicted.
because he's hanging out with that dude, and they're like really good friends, and they're like getting real close. And then he goes and he makes a move, and the guy's like, "Fall back."
I used to go to soccer camp in France when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it was
Who among us hasn't?
yeah, I was probably 11, 12, probably 11. And we would have to shower after all of us together.
Yeah.
And it was something I was so not ready for. I'd never done that.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I went in, and the bigger kids in our group started peeing on this little
Wait.
kid.
What?
Yeah, they were bullying him.
No, that's sexual assault.
And it was bad, and they thought it was funny, and then other people were laughing.
It's funny.
It
It's
is
objectively
hilarious.
funny.
It's something to this day that is seared in my head. Like, should I have stood up for him? But how could I have?
You would've
I
got
was,
peed on.
I was
You
naked.
start peeing on them. That's when it becomes, and that's when it would become like a funny thing. If
You gotta take one of their-
If you peed on those other dudes, it would become like, then it would just turn into like a piss war, and everyone would be like, "Dude, that was so fun. I fucking love you guys."
Yeah, like it's Zoolander and everybody.
No, I don't know.
Yeah.
I still feel bad to this day.
You got to make it into a Mexican standoff. You got to have you got to hold your dick up to one guy's head, like ready to pee at him. Like, fuck it, I got hostages. Just dick to ear.
It was so tough, man. All of them were uncircumcised. I remember that, and I was circumcised. I am well.
So their pee was probably getting
I'm
everywhere.
still circumcised.
You didn't get a reverse.
I haven't found the piece. I haven't found the piece that fits.
One of those fucking jackets with the attachable hoodie.
The washer that you just like screw onto the end.
Trust me, I've tried on a lot of helmets.
Black Friday sale coming up though. We have the washer. A son of a boy dad.
Son of a boy, that foreskin merch.
Attachable
Real
foreskin.
True skin.
You got true skin. She won't even be able to tell.
Are you sick of wearing that black market boof foreskin? Well, welcome to True Skins.
Our foreskin is not made in China.
True Skins is an idea that you could take to Shark Tank, and they would be like, "That's got legs.
Yeah.
That's got potential."
That's fucking massive.
That one lady would be like, "I'm out," and then the fucking all the dudes would be like, "I'm in, bro."
Because they be feeling it.
Comes in 28
Give me
different
50%
hues.
of the company.
We have so many hues. From your generic pinkish flesh tones to your more purple.
I mean, dude, like
Indian
dyeing your hair.
subcontinent variety.
I would love that, dude. Like dyeing your hair. Like you could just get a black foreskin.
You ever see the purple
Little
dong?
Oreo style.
You ever see the purple?
No.
The purple D?
It would be an Oreo because you have your pubes, your shaft would be white, and then the tip of your dick would be black.
I love a tricolor.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be like Neapolitan ice cream.
That's exactly my favorite. My favorite.
Robert Herjavec's like, it reminds me of my force.
Well, you know, you definitely get a good size barometer. It's like when you have to choose your ball in croquet, when you're putting your hands up the shaft until you finally get to whoever gets to the top. That's when you get to decide who gets the what ball first. Oh man, we were on a roll too. Oh,
There
good
you
job.
go. Good shit.
Nice.
Producer Harry strikes again.
Our engineer.
Not to dox you. Let's hit this.
ahoy.
Let's ahoy hoy.
Oi, oi.
Let's do this Twisted Tea ad.
Oh, yes, let's.
Ooh.
Or let's do whatever ad comes up right here. And it's game time. Let's talk about game time.
Game time.
I love game time. We all love game time. I use game time frequently. Are you going to go to the Phillies Chiefs or Eagles Chiefs? Or is
Monday
that in
night.
Kansas?
That's in Kansas City.
It is? Damn.
I'm going
That's
to
in
go,
Missouri.
and I'm using game time.
Really?
No, I'm going to the Sixers tonight via game time.
Oh, yeah, you
I'm
are.
sitting courtside with El Prez,
Yeah,
Stool
El
Presidente.
Presidente.
Oh, he's my favorite.
Yeah,
Where
he's
I'm-
goated.
I'm literally sitting courtside with him. You can get the best tickets in the entire stadium through game time, and you can get the cheapest tickets in the stadium, and you can get the best deals, and you can get them the easiest with game time. It's so straightforward. It's so easy to use. Just a couple clicks, and you're in there clicking up with the boss. And honestly, it's my favorite ticketing app. It's better than the other ones. There's no
I love
hidden
their
fees.
interface. Very clean, very slick.
They show you where you'll sit.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
It's very like every other one. Like there's just they're lying to you.
Exactly. Not game time.
Crazy
Nothing but truth.
fees.
A company built on truth.
No trust. I don't trust the others.
I don't
There's
trust
something
the
about
others.
game time where it's just like, okay, there's an inherent trust, a brotherhood between game time and
Yeah.
Son of a Boy Dad podcast.
Exactly. So download the Game Time app or go to gametime.co.
.com probably.
I'm probably assuming .com. I don't know why they abbreviated com.
You can try either.
Either way.
Go to gametime.com, enter your email and redeem code BOYDAD for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Let's get back to the show.
Producer
All right.
says.
Wow. Hey, do you have trust issues?
No, but you know what I just realized?
What?
Is that when we were debating the sound of a trombone, I have the trombone on the soundboard.
Let's hear it. Yep, that was exactly what Ron was doing.
It was exactly what he was doing.
And you said that's a trumpet,
I know it does kind of
which
sound like a
just makes
trumpet.
me think that your ear for the brass section is not good.
It makes me doubt that you know how to read music.
I do know how to read music.
I don't think so.
I used to go to this. I had a piano teacher, and she would give me flashcards, and I'd have to. She'd show me a single note, and I'd have to go G, A, C, F sharp.
I once hooked up with my piano teacher.
That's super weird. How old were you? Sounds like you got molested.
26, 25?
Bruh. Bro was taking piano lessons at 26.
I went
Bro,
back into it.
Bro was getting molested at 26.
Yeah,
Was it
you
hot?
laugh, but it was cool.
How old was she?
She was probably 38.
It's not bad.
She was good
Yeah.
at teaching the piano.
What about fucking?
That didn't happen. We just made out.
Man.
And then that was the last piano lesson we did.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Couldn't see her anymore after
Yeah.
that.
So what? You broke it off or she broke it off?
I broke it off.
I used to have hissy fits when I would have to go to piano lessons.
You did?
Scream crying.
Ugh. I used to hate. I'm not going. I hated piano lessons when I was
With
a
a
kid.
passion.
Yeah, because I had to sit next to this kid Sam, and
Yeah.
he always smelled like grilled cheese.
It's not a bad smell.
Kinda sounds
It
nice.
came out of his pores. It wasn't just from his mouth.
That ain't right.
It
That has
was sweating grilled cheese.
That
That
ain't
has
right.
me salivating for a grilled cheese right now, honestly.
I'd
That
kill
sounds
for a grilled
fucking
cheese.
Nice.
I almost got a grilled cheese yesterday from Panera. I was going to do the Panera
Do you pick two?
sandwich. Yeah. But dude, why are the sandwiches from Panera like $20?
Inflation.
I'm not spending $20 on a fucking grilled cheese. Are you out of your
Inflation, brother.
mind?
That's what it
Ciabatta.
is.
And that's why Panera will never sponsor this podcast. And even if they tried, I would deny them.
Unless they'd like to, in which case you're welcome.
Unless they do want to, then yes,
we
we
would
will
love
of
to
course
have
have you.
This next portion is brought to you by Panera.
Yeah, let's get into this Panera ad.
Francis, the fact that you were sexually assaulted by your piano teacher
At 26.
and also watched a 11-year-old get peed on.
Yeah.
I feel like this has been a very therapeutic and
getting those
revelatory
skeletons out
episode.
of your
I'm getting a
closet.
lot off my chest.
Yeah.
This is a 225-pound dumbbell, barbell, that I'm getting off
it's
my
coming
chest for
right
as
off of
many
your
reps
chest.
as possible.
Oh, you could do that for probably 20 reps too.
I'm going
Easily.
to failure.
Do you think what made you hook up with your piano teacher?
Her boobs.
Her tits. But I feel like piano is not really a position where you're going to be seeing the breasts because you're both. What are you sitting on the same chair?
You try taking adult piano lessons with a moderately attractive person.
I do
in
imagine
her
it is
home
extremely sexual.
who keeps putting on these lacy, sexy things
Well,
to
she's
shove
playing the
her
piano.
cleavage together to make it look like a butt crack.
So you did it mid class and she charged. Oh, you got a prostitute. Did you have to pay her after?
She was
Or did she
way too
wave-
good at
did
the
she-
piano to be a prostitute.
wave-
they
did she
can't
wave the
keep
payment?
up their skills like that.
Did she waive the payment after
She
you guys
was
fucked?
playing fucking
Did you give her a tip?
hiding. I paid her for every
gave her a
lesson.
lesson.
She send you an invoice after you fucking hooked up with her?
She started.
That's called a prostitute.
She started to basically kind of expand the relationship beyond piano, which made me think she probably needed a green card.
Oh shit. What was her race?
Chinese.
Chinese. So is mine.
What?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep.
What?
What are you, Ken Jack?
Respectfully.
Yeah, I mean, no, that's Ken Jack's thing. He's really into Asian girls, isn't
Into his Asian piano teacher.
he? Yeah. Is that bad to say?
Said with love. You said if you say said with love, then you're
It,
good to
it
go.
was said with love, but I thought that was Ken Jack's whole thing. He's very public about
And
that.
we're live.
I don't think that was a bad thing to say.
We're live.
Nothing
here.
wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with Asian
there's
girls.
Yeah, no one's saying that.
Nobody is saying.
I
that
feel like you're
anything is-
insinuating that there's something wrong with Asian girls.
No.
I mean, you hooked up with your piano teacher once, and then you blocked her on everything and never went back. You quit the piano after you
Well,
hooked up
I
with your
just
Asian
didn't
piano
think
teacher.
I was ready to arrange a marriage such that she could gain the next best thing to citizenship.
Interesting.
The cross
She needed help. She needed major help.
Yeah?
Staying in the country,
Are you sure?
and I was not prepared to give her that.
Yeah, at 26.
I didn't have that. I didn't have a wherewithal of paperwork and bureaucracy.
I feel like you would be a great kid to like, or like a great person to teach piano to. Like
Yeah,
I would
but-
show up and I'd be like, and you probably show up and you're like, hey,
no, I wasn't up for it. I didn't like it.
How's it going?
No. And you got me all
You
wrong.
need a green card? Is that what you need?
You want me to hit your
How
G
about a little
spot?
sucky, and then maybe we can see what we can do.
Middle.
You promised her. You promised her. You promised her a green card, and then you fucking ghosted her
Golly, dude. Golly.
dived into the night.
You got me all
like
wrong.
a thief in the night.
What do you know about fucking piano anyway? You can't
lot.
even read music.
I just told you I can play Fur Elise. No,
What
no,
has-
no, 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 no. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted by Beethoven.
No, that's
Ludwig?
public domain.
I thought that was Beethoven.
Ludwig van Beethoven.
Didn't I
Van-
just? I thought I said who did Fur Elise, and someone said Beethoven.
And we gave his first name, which just further shows how little you know about classical piano.
You wouldn't know Beethoven if he cock slapped you across the face right
It's
now.
true. I wouldn't.
Yeah, you wouldn't know Ludwig from fucking Gershwin, from fucking
From Amadeus.
Haydn.
I mean, all those dudes look the same.
Chopin, Brahms,
All those old dudes.
Mozart.
That's actually racist of you. That's more racist than the shit you were saying about Chinese people.
I didn't say
ago.
anything bad about
You just
Chinese
said
people.
sucky.
Schubert.
What's wrong with that? Oh, that's you have a sick mind.
What?
You thought I was doing an Asian voice.
You were.
No, I wasn't.
Hairball,
I
you
was
brought
doing- I
this
was doing- I
whole
was-
thing
I was
to
imitating-
a screeching
I was
halt
imitating-
when you said it was all about Ken Jack having a little bit of a fucking
I was
fetish
imitating Francis
for women
seducing his Asian
from
piano
Asia.
teacher.
None of this was
Me so
about
horny.
that. None of this was about that. You're digging yourself a hole and you're hoping to get all the way to China, old boy.
Francis, you went into your meeting and you said, me so horny.
No.
G minor.
I was just being
Hold
a
the G.
good student. Good
How
student.
old was she? 16? 17?
38, and I already,
you already said
it.
that. You did already say that.
Just trying. You're just trying.
Which is in Guangdong. That's too old.
Yes.
Yeah.
Her parents would have given up on finding her a match.
Yeah,
By
that's
that point.
that's probably why she was sent over to send money back home for her brother.
Before you
be.
guys both met your wives, did you guys at any point be like, I wouldn't hate the just parents just set me up with someone and then you just fucking suck it up and
God,
marry
no,
them?
what?
No, I never had that thought in my entire life.
Nor would my parents ever consider that.
No, if they were in a different area of the world, they would, or if they were a different religion.
You're saying that if like an arranged marriage,
Parents don't know who's hot.
Exactly what I was saying.
Parents don't know who's hot. That's the issue. My parents would be like, there's a girl, she's so cute, you should meet her. And you'd meet her and you're like, that girl has bigger biceps than I do. Did you see that fucking her upper body?
their criteria is like, he's a nice boy, she's a nice girl.
Yeah.
Like she's nice.
When in your life have you ever met a woman that your parents said was attractive and been like, Mom, Dad, you're right, you have the eye?
When has an attractive person ever
Girl
been
was
nice?
fucking stacked. I wanted to, hey, babe, boy, my parents were right. You are beautiful naked. Wrong.
Yeah, true.
No one's ever said that. I'm glad I listened to my mom and got your clothes off.
But is it a dad that would ever do that? I don't think a dad would ever do that. I think your mom was probably looking for someone nice.
Dads would have a better scent, but they wouldn't do
say
it.
But they'd have to pretend that they didn't.
They would come off very pervy.
Yeah.
If your dad was like, if I don't fuck this girl, my son is going to.
Yeah, you should go after her. I got a hint. I got a sense.
Your dad pulling you aside and be like, I've got a fucking treat for you, son.
Yeah, dude. His face is like a 7, but body was a 9.
Oh my God.
Tell me everything about it.
She wasn't wearing those
Body
stupid
just driving me fucking mad.
She wasn't wearing those boyfriend jeans that all the young girls are wearing. She went back to the tight ones. You knew.
And he's thinking like, technically, this man was my sperm once, so it's actually me fucking her.
If you fuck her, this counts as a body.
This is a body for me.
Yeah.
It's a notch on my bedpost.
Yeah.
You're just a line in a song. Back in Genghis Khan's day, they would just steal women.
Really?
Yeah.
They would like Genghis Khan's wife got stolen from him, and he had to go like get her back. And when she got back, she was pregnant.
Isn't that the plot of Troy?
Low key, it's kind of a similar type of vibe.
Was Genghis Khan the guy that everyone's related to?
I think it might be
Shit was a lot different back then,
because they had multiple wives, multiple families.
He had like 400 children, right? And everybody can sort of almost trace their lineage to him.
Probably. But the firstborn was the most important, and the firstborn was the one where he couldn't tell if it was his or if it was the guy who stole him.
That's going to keep you up at night.
Yeah, right?
That's going to...
I can't believe he even stole her back.
That's gonna...
Like, if he stole her back and she's pregnant, I'm surprised he wasn't just like...
Dude, people used to just be stealing people like that.
People would jack people.
I was just, before you guys got here, I was listening to Jolene. That song is fucking depressing.
The song is incredible, though.
It's a great song, but she's
Miley Cyrus
she's like, Jolene, fucking, if you fuck my man, I'm never gonna find someone again.
Jolene.
And she's like, you're fucking all the time, and I've got one dude. But Jolene definitely fucked the dude.
Your beauty is beyond compare with luscious locks of auburn hair.
Oh, wow. Good.
That type of
Please
shit.
don't take my man, Jolene.
Yeah.
Damn, Miley Cyrus does kill that.
I've never heard the Miley Cyrus version.
Miley Cyrus kills everything with her.
She's amazing.
The raspy voice.
Big fan of her.
Jolene. That's my Miley
like
Cyrus
her vagina
impression.
out.
yeah.
Like pissing on somebody.
Like Francis.
I didn't. I just watched and regretted not taking action.
I should have did something.
I have a couple of moments like that in my head where I wish I had stood up for the smaller person.
I never had any moments like that because I usually was the smaller person.
Now
You were
I
getting
would.
pissed on.
Now I have no problem. I've stood up.
I would definitely get pissed on.
One time
Don't piss on that boy.
Be like, guys, come on.
I
Piss
think
on
I'm
me
gonna,
instead.
I think I'm gonna die soon.
Yeah.
How?
Yeah.
All right. Quick
I think I'm
topic
gonna
change.
die probably trying to be a hero and then failing,
Never be a hero.
and it's gonna not even make any kind of a difference.
When my dad met my my aunt's, or I guess what is this, a brother-in-law?
Yeah.
When my dad met his brother-in-law, my uncle, my dad, they were sitting in
Your
like
mom's-
a waiting
Your
room.
mom's brother?
No, my mom's sister's husband.
Got it.
And when they met, they were sitting in the waiting room of a hospital because one of them was giving birth, one of the women. And my dad farted really loud, and he looked at my uncle and he said, "Don't be a hero."
I don't understand.
I don't understand it at all.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I think he was probably just looking for something to say, and that was the first
Your
thing that
dad
came out.
farted.
And he said, "Don't be a hero."
And then looked at His later brother-in-law?
Yeah.
Or they were already brothers.
I don't know if they were brother-in-law yet.
They were strangers.
I think they were strangers.
Who told you this story?
My father.
That was also your telling of it was as complicated.
It was extremely complicated, but I get very mixed up on those like in-laws.
You said that it was
like
an
I have
origin
people in my
story.
family who I had this one dude in my family who I thought was my cousin my entire life, and then I found out that he's not related to anyone in our family in any way.
Did he become more attractive to you when you learned you weren't related?
No, I probably haven't seen him in 10 years.
Oh.
I don't know. He might be a
I don't
smoke
really
show
feel like
now.
that answers the question, but
I don't know why your dad told you that story, but I also don't know why you told us that story.
yeah,
I don't know, because we were talking. I think I said don't be a hero, and then I decided to bring it back in.
but you didn't work through it. You didn't get it right.
No, I did.
No, you didn't.
I think you didn't get it
we
right.
don't
With your
know
small
what
ass
you
brain.
said. No, we don't know.
With your fake Harvard education.
Fucking hell,
Dude, I've been getting a lot of DMs questioning your actual credibility of going to Harvard.
I got the diploma.
The battle of the bulge thing really threw people off.
Tell you what, bro.
People were
It's still confusing. No,
people
it's
were
confusing. I'm
very
on Francis'
confused.
side about
people
this.
were like,
It
France
is
went
confusing.
to Harvard, and
It's
you know
not
that battle of the bulge happened in
matter
Bastogne.
when I'm dead soon.
Yeah, true. I
And
mean, dude,
you-
it wouldn't be a terrible way to go out. Just
Francis,
getting your
you
fucking
gotta-
face bashed in by a homeless dude.
That's not how it's going to be. I'll get stabbed.
You think it's going to be a stabbing?
Oh, it's
gonna
one
be
of those.
stabbing.
Oh God.
Last night, me and Colin were on stage and we were talking about the biggest stabbing spree that's ever happened, and we looked it up, and that dude looked up Simeon, and he said that it's 133 people.
Damn, that's like a Homestar Runner
I
record.
know. Then he looked it up and he did more research, and he said that it was a crew of stabbers.
Okay.
They pulled up and I was like, well, what was there? Fucking 150 stabbers, right?
Yeah, everybody got one.
Everyone got like close to one. I mean, dude, getting off 2 would be impressive.
I think you could kind of.
If I stabbed Francis right now, Roan, you'd be out the door.
Yes, but you don't do it that way. You do one, and then you go home and you make yourself some soup, and then you let the heat cool down, and you come back a week later in a different place,
like a half-
and you
no,
do one
This was
more.
I'm talking about a spree, like a mass
You
stab.
don't go for
But
a
that's
second
a
half
spree.
court shot.
If you do
You're right,
them,
it is a spree. That is a spree.
it's the same way that like if a football team wins the Super Bowl and then doesn't win the next year, but then wins the year after that, and then doesn't win the following year, if you've put together like 4 out of 8 years of Super Bowls, you're still a dynasty.
yeah, that's true.
Still a spree.
That is
But it's
true.
not a streak though. It's not like Jordan. You can't.
Yeah,
be
we're
considered
talking. I think I'm talking streaks. I think that's the word I'm
goats.
looking for right now.
like fucking UNC's women's soccer team. How they just won like 23 in a row. You guys know that? Remember Mia Hamm?
Mia Hamm.
I didn't know that. Now
Well, if you learned something today, I'm glad I
did.
could teach you something. Here's another thing I could
was
teach
that
you.
before or after the Battle of the Bulge?
Well after, brother. Learn your fucking history. Now it makes me think you didn't go to Harvard either, Sass.
I didn't go to Harvard. College dropout knows more about World War II than Francis.
I would World War II you off.
You know what the most deadly battle in World War II was?
Battle of
Was that for him not knowing or for the,
It was for
the
him
deaths
not.
in
It
the
was
battle?
for him not knowing.
Was it for the 73 million lives that
It
were
was the
lost?
Battle of Singapore.
Really?
Yes.
I'm glad I didn't guess.
That was
Yeah.
all along the Western Front, huh?
I don't know what it was. I literally looked it up last night. It said the Battle of the Bulge was number 10.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? See, I didn't even know. Were people just less scared of death back then?
I think people were more prideful in their countries.
But I'm thinking of like people who even like built bridges. Like 90% of them died.
Oh, and skyscrapers? I don't think. Yeah, but I think it was probably just people were like, I guess this is the best I got.
To die on the Golden Gate Bridge.
20,000 feet above the air in a skyscraper.
Human life was worth a lot less.
Yeah, that's true.
back
They were
in the day.
People were fucking a lot more too.
Yeah, you'd have 9 kids.
Testosterone was higher. Yeah, there wasn't Plan B.
Or like a bunch of kids would die during childbirth and early on in
Yeah.
life. It's like, oh, you made it to 23? Like, you're
Yeah.
kind of old.
Yeah, exactly. Get on top of a skyscraper.
Get in the skyscraper.
frail
Make
bitch.
yourself useful. Die sooner.
You old hag.
We need to thin the herd.
Do you think if you brought,
You're
if
17.
you time
Time to start taking
traveled,
some risks, brother.
if you time traveled back and you brought someone from the era of dysentery and typhoid and smallpox to this time and showed them Harry's daily routine, do you think they'd be pissed off?
I don't know if they'd be pissed off. I think they'd be more disgusted because, dude, even just like, I don't know. I just don't move enough. You know what I mean?
That's my point. I think they'd look at you and they'd be like, he's alive.
Yeah, that's
I
true.
lost 17 of my closest family members who on a daily basis were going out and working
Hunting and gathering.
and building and furthering civilization.
Yeah.
But within a week, they would lose that shit.
Probably
100%.
Within a week,
they would
they'd be
play.
like-
They would
Call of
play
Duty with
Fortnite
you.
one
Yeah,
time, and they'd be
yeah.
like,
This
"Yeah,
is
this
fucking
guy's got it.
incredible.
This guy's got it
taste
figured
like
out."
a flaming hot Cheeto and
Yeah.
be like, holy fuck.
This is better. They'd order Uber Eats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd get
wait.
ramen delivered.
Exactly. They'd be like, "So you guys just have these guys picking up food for you. You don't have to go and wipe out a whole village.
You don't
take
have
one
to
turkey."
wrestle an elk to the ground
You don't have to forage.
with a bow and arrow you made
You have like spice. You have
from a
exotic
young
spices.
spruce tree.
You have the spices from like fucking India just readily available to you.
Spice trade.
Do you think people were getting in shootouts like crazy back then? Like, cause like I know it was very much protecting your land. Like, do you think me and my neighbor right here would just be blasting all night?
No, not
Just in the
New
middle of
York.
the night, we would just start exchanging fire.
How long ago are you talking about?
A long time ago,
Like in the 1800s?
1700s.
Nah, you're not having shootouts in the big city.
You don't think so?
I think the big city was relatively civilized.
I don't think people feared death as much back then.
No, I mean, dude, people would get like duels are fucking insane. The fact that anyone just like could you not just be like, yeah, no, I'm not fucking dueling with you. That's crazy.
We've really
Let's fist fight instead. I don't want to fucking
Or it's just
die.
like, oh, I don't have any honor. Fine.
Yeah, and also
I lost my honor. I'm a man of no
yeah,
honor.
100%.
Fine.
Also, dude, getting shot back then was probably way worse because like the bullets weren't even that bad, so you just like die slowly.
bullets were made from forks.
Yeah, it would just be a little marble that would hit you,
Bro, Genghis Khan got fucking
and you get like internal bleeding and die.
he got a arrow to his neck in a
Yeah.
battle one time, and the Mongolians had a thing about blood, and so he had an orderly, like his top boy, suck the blood from his neck for the entire night as he was sleeping. No, so he didn't die, and like the guy was literally swallowing the blood until the point where he was like he couldn't swallow any more blood because he was so full, and so he started like spitting it on the ground. And the next morning, Genghis Khan came to and was like, "You couldn't spit the blood farther away."
And he killed him? Did he kill him?
He didn't kill him. He was like, but he just wasn't thankful at all.
He was like, gross.
he's like, dude, you just fucking spit the blood right here? That's fucking disgusting.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
He was sleeping and there was like a man giving him a fucking hickey throughout
Yeah.
the entire night.
Sometimes
Get any rest, Dracula? You fucking freak. I was joking, dude. What the fuck is wrong with you?
You're fucking
You
gross.
sucked my neck the whole night.
Kill this man. Boil him alive. What the fuck is wrong?
You fucking
You have a
perv.
tummy full of my blood. First off, throw up. Second of all, kill him.
Dude, you're gonna have the worst diarrhea.
Blood diarrhea. Your boy's blood diarrhea.
Speaking of drinking, let's talk about mother effing twisted tea for a second right now.
Twisted tea, way better than blood.
Way better than blood. A very large step up. I actually think if you went back to the 1700s, dude, these
If you
guys
showed
would be
them Twisted Tea-
mind blown.
Yeah, they
I'll
would
tell
be
you what
pumped.
wouldn't have happened, the Boston Tea Party. If it was all twisted tea, they'd be like, we're not throwing this shit in the ocean.
If they
Are you guys
threw it into the ocean,
crazy?
the population would dive into the ocean and just start drinking it en masse like it was Genghis Khan's blood.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was Timogen's blood. This is the best hard iced tea on the market. It's so dang good. They have them at the Sixers game. They're just selling them right there.
Are you and Dave gonna throw some fucking twisteds down tonight?
We might have to, honestly, because they taste so incredible. Real
I like how
brewed
you're holding
tea.
it closer to the computer when the computer's not the thing that's picking up the video.
I'm doing the ad right now. I'm trying to sell some
the
twisted
camera
tea.
is over here. That would be more beneficial.
Twisted tea, 24-ounce cans, absolutely delicious.
Well, they're not all. You can get 12-ounce cans.
You can, but you don't have to.
You don't have to. Guy like
made
me, because I know I'm not stopping at 12 ounces. I go, give me a 24.
Well, it tastes so darn good.
Yeah.
It stays so cool. It's just the perfect refreshing drink for no matter what the weather is. Summertime, wintertime, indoors, outdoors. You're going to be enjoying a twisted tea because it's made with real brewed tea. Not that freaking, not the stuff the other guys have. Dude, I remember when
Shout
I
out
was...
to Juan from Glendale, Arizona, too.
I remember I used to try
He's
and
on
get
the
in
fucking
these pictures. Like, I would like submit pictures with my boys to try and get on a twisted tea can.
let me see that. Hold on, show the camera,
I've been in the
Guan.
twisted tea can business for a minute. It is a very good time every time. Keep it twisted with Twisted Tea. Hashtag keep it twisted. Go to twistedtea.com to submit your own twisted tea photos or just, enjoy a Twisted Tea on your own.
Exactly. You can grab a Twisted Tea anywhere. A refreshing Twisted Tea today at twistedtea.com/locations. And newsflash, you're going to find a lot of locations because they literally sell them everywhere, at least in New York City. And I'm assuming other places.
Philly too. I was literally at the Sixers game last night, and there people are sucking down Twisted Teas left and right.
Wait, you went to the Sixers game last night too?
And I'm going tonight. That's why I got back at 2 a.m.
Bruh.
Back-to-back nights?
I know. It's a back-to-back for the players. It's a back-to-back for me. I'm equally exhausted.
Wow.
It's like I played a game. I'm going to need like a massage and some body work like these guys do.
Yeah, tell them to bring out the Theragun on you for your mind.
I'm going to have to talk to the old training staff. Dude, last night, Joel Embiid pointed at me.
Really? What did he say?
And I just looked around and I was like...
And he was like, no. You.
It was I did the draft video point at myself.
Me?
It's crazy how that's like a pretty like decently big meme.
Big, dude. I see it randomly and it has like 50,000 likes.
Yeah, of just
people use it all the time. It's very big in the NFL community.
It's the pause. It's the you hear your name
and I look around and I go.
You actually did a pretty good impression of the meme.
Yeah.
You might be the new meme, Francis.
It's me?
I hope in like 50 years from now, people aren't going to be like, the draft video was great, dude.
So we can meme you. Yeah, that is going to be your...
So-and-so's draft. Lil Sasquatch.
Yeah, Francis. Wait, mic down too. So-and-so drafts Lil Sasquatch.
The Detroit Lions.
No, that was too long.
No, that was.
But I got confused because you both gave me different cues.
Fuck. Okay,
he stepped on your cue.
Sorry.
Do it one more time.
Put mic down. The Detroit Lions draft Lil Sasquatch.
It's a little robotic, I will say.
That's okay. You hadn't grasped what was happening to you yet.
Yeah, I know. Dude, that was the greatest thing I've ever done. And I probably will never top that.
No, you're definitely. It's going on the gravestone.
You guys may as well just tune out now.
It's
only going downhill from there.
It's going to be like he was survived by loving wife Mabel and his 2 kids, and he was famous for the draft video where Duke said, "How are you going to pay for rent?"
That was a good video.
It's your best work.
Duke saying how are you going to pay for rent was probably to me the weak moment of the whole thing.
It took me so long to make that video. Like the actual like getting it on the TV and like setting it up so that I could react to it while it's playing on the TV and then having someone film. It took me like 6 hours to like set that up, to the point that when he said, "How are you going to pay rent?" I was like, "We're not doing this again." I'm like, "Let's just fucking put this thing out."
Does it bother you that he said that?
No, I honestly didn't even really notice because like the actual.
But you see that if you were drafted,
he didn't even need to speak.
It would be easier for you to pay rent.
Yes, 100%. That's why I never even understood why he said. I didn't understand why he said it.
To me, that's the part that really doesn't make a lot of sense.
It doesn't make any sense, but people, it's like it went down.
Like the shoes in the background.
Yeah, people love that line.
Something to talk about. It's just like, oh, this is the thing we're going to clamp onto for this video.
Just imagine how much more it would have done as far as virality if he hadn't said that, though.
It would take a lot to get that more. I mean, I don't even think. The way that the algorithm works on Twitter now, I don't even think it would be possible for something to like pop off that fast.
Yeah, it would have to be like...
It got like 30,000 likes in like 10 minutes.
Oh, wow.
It would have to be like Dom Lucre doing a like video about Hunter Biden or something like that.
Yeah, 100%. Or it would be like, if David was on Tucker Carlson again.
Or like John Krasenstein doing a video about like gays in the military or some shit like that.
People have to know that the Twitter views are not accurate, right? Like the Tucker Carlson Dave interview has like 300 million plays.
It may well be. It may well do.
There's no way 300 million people sat. I mean, it definitely has. It definitely has millions.
It may be. It may well do.
It could do.
It could do. It could be. It could be well.
It could be do. It might do well.
It could well be that.
Jolene. So what's the plan? You and Dave, you're heading out to fucking Philly again. What are we taking? Chopper, most beautiful way to see the city.
And then what? He's staying at the Four Seasons. Obviously.
Classic. Is Four Seasons real rich?
It's good.
Or is that like poor people's idea of rich?
No, it's city.
In
top.
Philly, that's the best hotel.
It is city top.
Because I was always like, I've always been under the impression it's Four Seasons is like the greatest hotel on earth. But I didn't know if that was just something that I grew up being like.
No, those are timelessly rich.
So I also used to think that the Marriott was the greatest hotel on earth. And now I've stayed in a lot of Marriotts and I've realized it's the exact same thing as a Holiday Inn or like a Hyatt Inn.
Now
I think it's a step up.
You think?
Marriott's from Holiday Inns. Holiday Inns are...
I stayed at the Philly Airport Holiday Inn. Nice hotel.
Yeah, they can be that.
Very nice
They can
hotel.
do
They
that.
did put me floor level, which I was not happy about.
They probably thought you were gonna have to go outside to like smoke cig or
You should have asked for an upgrade.
Have I told you about that? I think I told you, Roan, about how the dude at the lobby, like how it was like the dude working the desk left to drive a random girl to the bar. Did I tell you about that?
No, you didn't, but now you have.
And he was like, I'm not gonna let her, like the other lady working was like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, I'm not gonna let her walk there. Are you crazy?
So he just left his post?
He just left his job to go drive some random girl staying at the hotel to a bar.
They must get very few customers.
Yeah.
that
Or
guy
he was
must
trying to
be
fuck.
criminally horny.
Criminally horny.
That's true.
Yeah.
Did he stay?
I don't know.
Why didn't you go?
To the bar?
Yeah.
Because I had to go fucking home, dude.
Into the hotel?
Yeah, I had to sleep. I slept for an hour.
Why did you know this happened?
Because I was outside the entire time. It took them fucking 30 minutes to check me in.
Oh, you were waiting for him.
Yes.
And then he came back from the bar?
He left and then the girl stepped in. She was like, I guess I'll check you in.
Here's what I think we should do. Why don't you tell the story?
I just did.
No, you said, have I told you?
And you were like,
and
that
That
then
was
you
the extent of the story. I don't want to tell the story again because I've already told
more
the story.
and more breadcrumbs, as if you kept giving details, it would jog the memory.
like he's gonna press together a loaf of breadcrumbs into a fucking.
I can't tell the
edible-
story again because I already told the story on this podcast.
Have you ever read that book, Harry Potter?
No. I've only watched the movies.
Where the kid's living under the cupboard under the stairs?
Yes.
He's living with the Dursley family?
Yeah. That fat boy.
Yeah. Imagine if, see, this is what I'm doing, is I'm saying,
But
are you sure?
that
you
didn't
sure
work
you
because I
haven't?
just understood
When
everything
it's
you were
his
talking about.
birthday and then he receives an invitation
Yeah,
to
from the
attend
Owls.
Hogwarts school.
Yeah.
Comes down the chimney.
Did you hear that big dude died?
And then I tell you the entire fucking book instead of just...
No, but I just
being like, well,
but
I guess you haven't
you
heard
picked
that
the
story.
worst possible way to use this point because I understand everything that you're saying.
So you're saying
But
that
you continue
Here,
to
let me do
it
this
with
for you.
me.
This will be one that you don't quite understand. You don't know a lot about. Do you know what the Battle of the Bulge is? Something that you're a little more unfamiliar with.
Wait, Battle of the Bulge?
you're talking about Bastogne.
Was that part of World War II?
Yes.
I think you're going to need to give me more.
I started the Pacific last night.
I don't think you know more about the Battle of the Bulge.
I don't think I do. I just know that it was a part of. It was in Bastogne.
So then your parallel
This guy
there,
doesn't even know about the Battle of Singapore.
your parallel didn't work.
Sorry, there was no HBO fucking recreation of the Battle of Singapore. Some of us have to do a little deep dive on the computer, find this shit out.
Battle of Singapore.
Something
Where-
funny about that? Millions dead.
Were there actually?
I don't know.
Damn,
I think like an entire city was held hostage.
Wow.
Taken,
don't even know.
Taken as prisoners.
we don't even know shit about it.
No, we don't.
So anyway, what happened, Francis, was Sass got to a hotel in the middle of the night, and he was about to go check in.
Oh, I think I have heard this story. And then the guy wasn't there
vey.
because he had to take the girl to the bar because he was
No, the
criminally
ball.
horny.
You were right. The
He
ball.
was criminally horny.
And then she
And
lost
you were
her, and then she
outside.
lost her glass
And
slipper
you were
at the
outside,
ball.
so it took you half
and the
an hour
clock
to
struck midnight,
get
and her
in.
pumpkin turned back into a horse.
And then you couldn't go to the bar because that's right. You only slept for an hour. You
Yes.
needed to go home.
I did.
And then what?
All right, this podcast is over. No, it's not. We have to go a little long today because we got to really break through this fucking Barstool. What is it? Stool streams. We want to take away as many viewers as possible from them.
Stool streams. That would be a great name for my new segment where we all go to France and pee on a bunch of 11-year-olds.
We should just change the name of this to Stool Streams.
And watch the numbers pile up.
Should I make the title of this episode Stool Streams?
You definitely should.
I did a bit about that thing, by the way, once.
You just gave yourself a fucking rim shot.
No, my hand must have slipped.
Yeah, he did rim him up.
He gave himself a rim job.
He
did.
rimmed himself.
What were you about to say,
I
Francis?
did a bit about that. Well,
About
all those kids that they were uncircumcised, and they made fun of me. They called me garçon de champignon,
What's
What does that
champignon?
mean?
mushroom. because they
No.
could see the head of my penis because I was circumcised.
Dude, objectively, an circumcised penis looks better than an uncircumcised penis. Why are we pretending?
That's the joke. And why do you need to jump ahead?
Because it's so predictable.
Are you
I had
just
to get ahead.
incapable of letting it happen?
But it's true. Like I really think if you took someone, if someone was blind their entire life and they finally regained sight, and you put a circumcised penis and an uncircumcised penis next to each other, they would look at the uncircumcised penis and they'd be like, "Is that like a fungus that grew off the side of a tree?" Thank you for giving me the rim shot. That was I don't know if that was supposed to be an insult. That was a compliment.
No, you did my whole joke that I was about to do.
Brother, you got to rewrite your jokes then, because that was fucking easy to come up with.
That's not my joke. Was better.
That was easy to come
My
up
joke
with.
was better.
Well, let's hear yours.
You can't say that. I'm gonna get in here and box you out. So they would make fun of me for being circumcised,
Yeah.
which to me is so backwards. That'd be like a homeless guy making fun of you for having a roof over your head.
Rim shot.
You can give yourself a rim shot for that. I can see that playing.
That joke killed.
Yeah.
Double kill.
All right, no, you don't double rim shot.
DK?
That's crazy.
Double
DK,
rim.
like Donkey Kong.
None of us are at the level. None of us are at the caliber to be double rim shotting like that.
I'm getting in here tight. I'm coming in.
Coming in hot. That is a very astute observation. I liked it way more than
It's better. And the fact that Hairball,
I'm gonna do that on stage in St. Louis.
seems to
Speaking of
respect-
which, I'm gonna be in St. Louis this weekend.
Holy
Please
fucking
buy tickets
shit,
to that,
dude.
please.
Are you like out of your high or something?
No, I'm fucking sweating.
He had a coffee. He had one coffee, and he's zooming.
Someone who
got the
seems
zoomies.
professes to respect the puritanical approach to comedy. You really sure do step on other people.
I've been watching a lot of investigative shows, and I'm very into right now predicting what's going to happen. So I think I'm jumping in ahead of time to be like, I knew that was going to happen because I have a mind of a detective.
This is going to serve you well at comics tables.
Yeah.
When
Well,
people start workshopping bits and you say, I know where this is going. Here, let me do it. Let me finish it for you.
yeah, and then I'll
Let me
say,
walk you
fucking
home.
rewrite that shit. That shit sucks.
Do it my way.
Say my joke instead.
I'll say, here, how's a better idea? I'll scratch that entire thing. I'll just write you a joke myself because that shit is ass.
It's funny because you're making fun of yourself doing that, but that is what you are doing.
I know. I'm well aware.
I don't think you are.
I am.
This is the coffee. I would blame it on the coffee. They're making Starbucks coffee so fucking strong these days. I was drinking coffee on the ride back, and it was like I had cocaine in my body. I was grinding my teeth as I went to sleep.
What'd you get from Starbucks? So I
A
just get the normal coffee.
nitro cold brew.
Yeah, dude, that shit is
Rocket
legitimately crack
Rocket
cocaine.
fuel. Yeah.
Yeah, I was literally grinding my teeth as if I had gone to sleep on cocaine.
It was probably you like cracked your spine in a weird way, and the cocaine had a little second life.
I don't do cocaine.
Okay, brother. Whatever you gotta say. Whatever makes you feel better.
Oh,
I know
man.
Roan's doing cocaine when it's 3 a.m. and I have 30 missed calls from Roan. And then he calls and he's like, "So what are we gonna do on Wednesday?" I'm like, "Dude, what are you talking
That's never
about?"
happened in your life. I called
Anytime Roan calls me at like 3 a.m, I know he's fucking partying.
I've never called you at 3 a.m. I called you once this past week at 7 p.m. on Sunday, and you just didn't answer until the next day.
I was watching ball.
When are we
dude.
doing Boy Dad? And I have it right here.
Sometimes it's easier to just
Sunday,
text.
8:47, outgoing call, 5
in the
seconds.
middle of watching ball.
8:47? No, that's
Watching
the
the
downtime.
Jets Raiders game of the week.
Jets Raiders is that's why I called you, because I knew it was a lull in ball.
Why do I feel like the Jets and the Raiders have played each other 20 times this season?
And the game always sucks.
It's
dick.
always ass. At least next week's going to be, and we got some good prime time.
Yeah, what are we doing for the Birds?
I don't know. We should do a live stream.
Birds
From here.
Chiefs.
Yo, gambling stream?
We should do a
Gambling cave?
The gambling cave. Yeah.
We should have a cave.
We should call it the Gambling Cavern, though.
Cavern
And pretend
is-
that it's a new thing.
We should do a gambling stream, but break all of the rules.
No, don't break the rules.
Bad boys. The bad boys of the stream.
What are the rules?
We should just be encouraging people to put their entire life savings down on like 30 like parlays. We should have like a violent gambling
I
stream.
placed this bet, and in no way was I sober. I did all the drugs. I'm seeing it clearly, seeing the board, thanks to this mix of hallucinogens. that I
I don't
procured
even
on the
remember
corner.
placing this one. $30,000.
I can't afford to lose that.
$30,000 on DeMar Hamlin to have a pick six.
Is your neighbor the naked neighbor?
No, I'm the naked neighbor.
Dude, if you're
I
the
don't
naked
have
neighbor, then
curtains.
Emrata is seeing your bush.
I don't care if she sees my bush, as long as she doesn't see my tummy.
Your bush looks like your bush looks like Bob Dylan's
She
hair.
can see all of my bush. That's fine with me.
There's no doubt in my mind that your bush is so overgrown.
It is. I shave it like once a year.
I know.
It's a big day.
Like that's.
So I gotta go buy baby powder after, so I don't get any fucking.
Warts?
No, what is it?
Razor burn?
Razor burn.
I was dozing off to sleep the other day, and I just came to the realization that you have a massive bush. That like if you fell off of like if you
Why were
fell
you
down,
thinking about this dozing off to sleep?
it helps me go to sleep. You had this fucking like airbag of a bush. Like if you got in a car accident, you'd be protected by your
I
bush.
do
He
have a
has
big
to
bush.
cinch his belts down just to tamp it closer.
And some of it goes over, and some of it goes under the belt.
This is true. What you're saying is very
Yeah,
true.
there's no doubt in my mind that
That's why I have to pull my underwear up really high. Contain the bush.
and it looks like a bulge.
Just to compress it.
Like it looks like Bob Ross's hair.
Razor weed
Yeah.
impeding on the,
have like
the
a Andre
well-kept
3000.
garden of the neighbor who's mad that you don't tend your garden but doesn't know you passed away 6 years ago.
Right. Like they should be just helping you out. Your neighbor should be coming over and trimming your bush like you're a paraplegic.
You got Boo Radley's fucking backyard under there. Is that his name?
Boo Radley.
Boo Radley?
Yes, sir.
I don't know Boo Radley.
It's because you didn't go to college.
You never read books?
Was he in the Battle of the Bulge?
Old Boo Radley.
All right. Well, we can end this. We've been going for like an hour and a half.
Nice.
Close to that.
Nice.
Hell
All right.
yes.
Well, thank you guys all for tuning
Please
in.
subscribe to Son of a Boy Dad podcast.
Please subscribe.
It helps
Come
us
see-
immensely. Please comment on this video. Can we?
Yes.
Can you comment Sass's bush? Can you do a comparison of what Sass's bush is like in the comments, and that way we'll know that you made it to the end, and then that will feed the algorithm. Comment, subscribe, like the video, turn on notifications because we're not going to overwhelm you. We're just going to give you a notification whenever we put out a podcast. It will help us immensely, and we're trying to do something over here. Okay, you see how the light shined in as I said
Right
that
now,
shit?
we're trying to make magic right now.
That's God talking to us, being like, "Okay, boys, you're doing something right."
I'm gonna be in St. Louis this weekend. Come buy tickets to that. Francis is gonna be in Arlington, Virginia this weekend. Buy tickets to that as well.
Hope to see you.
LittleSasquatchWebsite.com.
I'm gonna be at the game with Dave tonight. Come by, and say
Come
what's
by,
up.
say hi, pay your respects.
Come by to half court or to courtside.
Yeah, they're not going to let you down, but
yeah.
you can say hi from 6 rows back.
Take a picture.
Oh,
take
that's
picture
like
from
a
distance.
fucking. That's like a suicide by cop. If you try and go say hi to Ronan and Dave at the game, you will be shot in the head.
Mike, the security guard, is going to. He's been
yeah.
itching for some action.
Yeah.
He's got a fucking
He's trigger happy.
bulletproof vest and an AK.
Yeah.
Will he go?
No. I don't think. Actually, it's going to be me and Dave in the wild, which means that if there's an assassination attempt, the onus is on me to protect El Presidente. So I'm gonna have to dive in front of a fucking
Somebody call an
projectile.
ambulance.
I'm gonna have to dive in front of the t-shirt gun.
Help! Somebody! Someone replaces the t-shirts and the t-shirt gun with frozen t-shirts.
Snipe Dave. I'm trying to compress a wound.
Froze! This Go Sixers t-shirt!
Give me the morphine.
Sponsored by Duncan.
All right. We'll see you guys Monday.